Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing well. I'm going to do a crime reading. We're going to see what crime wants to be exposed today. Keep in mind it is general, okay? Could be past, present, or future. Some parts may resonate, others may not. You will know best where this fits for you, how it fits, if it fits at all. If you need a more personal reading, I did open up my personal readings again, okay? So you can book one if you'd like one. It's down in the description box. So let's see, guys, what is going on in the collective today? What crime do you need exposed today? Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Metatron, Archangel Michael. What is the crime you want to expose today? Let's see what's going on here. The Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Two of Wands in reverse, and then we have the Hierophant and the Seven of Wands. Okay. Five of Pentacles at the bottom. So I don't know if you are the Queen of Cups, you are the Queen of Wands, or these are people that you're dealing with. Somebody trying to block someone from moving forward, or somebody making the wrong choice here. They're trying to defend themselves. Hierophant. Yeah, so this could have something to do with someone in authority, or could be someone with a title, a marriage. Let's see what this is. Who's the Queen of Wands for the collective? The Empress. We have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, the Queen of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so this has it could have something to do with a job, someone's work. The Empress could have something to do with someone's employment or a business. The Seven of Pentacles in reverse, something failing. I mean, that's like unemployment. That could be a business that's failing. So let's see, who's the Queen of Cups? The Star. And the Four of Wands. This has something to do with a home, a community, a property. And the Hierophant. Okay. A wish fulfillment with a home and a property, the Hierophant. Okay, we'll have to see what that is. What's the Two of Wands in reverse? The World and the Seven of Cups. Somebody here is confused about a cycle that has ended, or confused about someone traveling, or what's the Hierophant? The Five of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. Somebody trying to get out of poverty, or someone trying to leave something behind when it comes to a lack mindset, feeling abandoned, feeling out in the cold. Okay, I have way too many cards here. Can't get to everything. What's the Seven of Wands? The Ace of Pentacles. Someone is trying to defend an investment or some sort of a monetary gift, or the Chariot. Somebody traveling, moving forward. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to clarify this. Okay, who's this Queen of Wands? Let's start there. This is someone who had an expectation in the community. So a Queen of Wands in the community had an expectation. For what? For a King of Pentacles. For a King of Pentacles, okay? The Chaser. So this Queen of Wands is someone that's chasing after a King of Pentacles, and they had an expectation with a community that an ending would bring a new beginning, that something would change. Okay, why is the Empress here? Not enough. This is someone that felt insecure, jealous, frustrated in a relationship, felt like they were not enough. Okay, so this is someone that could have felt intimidated by someone else. They were working together with a community because they thought they would be getting a new beginning with the King of Pentacles. They were chasing after someone here because they felt insecure. What's the Seven of Pentacles reverse? Yeah, the truth is that something was failing. Something was not going their way. Somebody didn't want to invest into them anymore. Okay, so this King of Pentacles didn't want to invest. Occupation, and this somehow has something to do with someone's job. Eight of Pentacles. Career, okay. The Page of Wands, Nine of Wands reverse. So some sort of communication that someone can't defend themselves, or Page of Swords. This has to do with some sort of messages. A message, communication. About what? Stabbed in the back. So this Queen of Wands, I'm assuming, felt like they had been stabbed in the back, okay? They felt heartbroken. They were in pain. They felt like they were deceived. They wanted to be with this King of Pentacles. They were chasing after this person because something had ended. They felt like they were stabbed in the back because somebody left them behind. And they wanted a new beginning. And they thought that working with a community of people and something to do with an occupation would get them to their goal. They were expecting this. They were insecure. It's even giving me like someone's job. So if this Queen of Wands is watching a King of Pentacles go towards a new person that has a better job or has a more successful career, or let's say like this person is an employee and then the King of Pentacles is going towards someone that has their own business. That could have been something that made them feel insecure, maybe made them feel intimidated, or made them feel jealous. Could have something to do with your job. Okay, maybe this person was jealous of someone's job. They wish they could have a job like that. They wish they could be in that position. They could have that life. It's giving me something like that as well. Breakup, separation, silent treatment, abandonment. Yeah, this is someone that was broken up with. Yeah, and they felt like they had been abandoned. They felt stabbed in the back because they had been abandoned. And this person still wanted to be with this King of Pentacles. Okay, so who's this Queen of Cups? This could be someone in the community that this Queen of Wands worked together with. Marriage in reverse because of a divorce. So maybe somebody wanted a divorce from this Queen of Wands, okay? And the Queen of Cups, man, all of a sudden, okay? It could be a marriage. So with the Star being here, this Queen of Cups could have told this Queen of Wands that they would help them get their wish fulfillment. They would help them in the marriage, help restore their marriage, make sure that someone doesn't leave them. Yeah, they would work together on this, toil and labor. Family room. A Queen of Cups in someone's family and a Queen of Wands work together to make sure that someone doesn't leave a marriage or divorce this Queen of Wands. Receiving what you need, progressing, arriving, moving on. Yeah, this Queen of Cups promised this Queen of Wands that they would help them receive what they needed, okay? Which is, I guess, this marriage. So, yeah. Photographs in reverse. Heart with the key, welcoming love. Yeah, the problem was, though, is that this King of Pentacles was going towards someone else here. They had welcomed love. They had met the one. They were getting together with someone. And they were not missing someone. There was no nostalgia. They weren't interested in the past. This King of Pentacles didn't want to go towards the past. They didn't want to go towards someone that they separated from, okay? So what's the Two of Wands reverse? The Grim Reaper. These are two feminine energies that wanted to stop someone from ending the relationship, okay? They wanted to stop someone from ending a marriage. Yeah. What's the Seven of Cups? Self-absorbed narcissist in a one-sided relationship. So whoever this Queen of Wands was and this Queen of Cups, both of them, seemed to be a bit delusional about the fact that this was a one-sided relationship. While the Queen of Wands is working together with the community, trying to stop someone from leaving them, it's one-sided. This person doesn't want to stay. The King of Pentacles doesn't want to stay there. They don't want to stay in the marriage. They want the divorce. And they were confused. Both of these women were delusional and confused about the fact that they thought they could stop someone from leaving, okay? Six of Wands. Yeah, they thought they could have victory and success. They thought they could get what they want, which is basically to force someone to stay in unhappiness. The Sun in reverse. They were both, these could be two feminine energies that were in their ego as well, okay? They just refused to see the truth. They didn't want to face the truth. Hand of Cards. They decided to take a chance, take a risk, and be strategic. They thought, yeah, they were being strategic. Two women working together behind everyone's back, thinking that they can trap a man to stay with someone that doesn't want to be with them. It's basically giving me like ex-wife and mother-in-law. Ex-wife and mother-in-law work together to keep a man in a relationship that he doesn't want to be in, okay? What do you want me to say? It's pretty straight to the point. So, what's this Seven of Wands here? Message of concern in reverse. They thought they could block something, stop something. Lovers in reverse. They didn't want this King of Pentacles to be in a relationship with someone else. They wanted to block someone from moving on and leaving, okay? Tale as old as time. It always is. What's this Chariot and the Ace of Pentacles? Camera. Reminiscing, keepsake, perception, learn from the past. Something with a camera. Or they thought they could block this by changing the perception of the past with some sort of love messages, a love call. Okay, anything we don't know yet? Nine of Pentacles, King of Wands. So we have a King of Wands here as well, or it could be the Queen of Wands, could be the same person, but the Queen of Wands is already out here. Or this has to do with a lot of money, okay, or someone's stability, financial stability. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Someone here felt like it would be bad karma, or it would bring bad luck, bad karma, or just bad fortune for them and their stability if this divorce were to happen, okay? The Knight of Wands. The Knight of Cups. And the Three of Swords. I mean, Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, Knight of Cups, and the Three of Swords. yeah, it seems like these two feminine energies, they were heartbroken about this King of Pentacles choice. Okay. Meeting and conversing with a coffee cup. Or they met and conversed. So maybe these two feminine energies, they met for coffee. They met and talked with each other, okay? They conversed about this person's heartbreak. And how, it's a codependent person. Both of them. Codependent, obsessive, possessive, and controlling. So they met for coffee. They met over some conversation. And they decided that in their heartbreak and disbelief over King of Pentacles choices, they would try and control the choice of this King of Pentacles. They thought they could control what this person does because they felt like they had possession over them, okay? Over someone meeting someone new. Yeah, okay. Anything else? The Hermit. The Hanged Man. The Emperor and the Eight of Pentacles. And that is when they decided to work on some sort of a plan here with an Emperor. They decided to work together. So because a King of Pentacles was planning on a divorce, maybe filed for divorce, these two feminine energies got together, talked about it, said, no way in hell can we allow this person to leave. They're going to stay with you, Queen of Wands. I'm going to make sure of it. Don't worry, my dear. Okay? Don't worry. I'm going to make sure that this doesn't happen. They're going to stay with you. Don't worry. Okay? Yeah. Okay, and then what? And then the plan didn't work. Okay, then the plan didn't work and they were in despair. Okay, then they were in despair because it didn't work. It didn't work. No, their pathway was over. The divorce happened. It went through, okay? It was finalized, okay? There was no going back. They were in despair. Okay. No, yeah, and they thought that a relationship would evolve to the next phase, okay? Or somebody here, this King of Pentacles, became the butterfly and flew away into a new life, okay? So then they were in despair, it didn't work. The Empress, and that's when they decided the Tower. And this was a Tower moment for an Empress. The Four of Swords. I feel like this is where the crime comes in. Okay, what's a Tower? The Tower was a main male. Great fortune in reverse. Someone wasn't going to get a great fortune. Courthouse in reverse. They did not want to go to court. They didn't want the divorce to go through. Okay, honestly, I feel like someone was trying to stop a court date from happening. They were trying to stop a divorce from happening. What's a Tower? A karmic relationship. A karmic who was triggered in turmoil, resentful, didn't want to go to court, didn't want to face a divorce. Yeah. So let's see where the crime comes in, huh, guys? So how did these two feminine energies think that they would stop someone from leaving and stop the divorce from happening? With a doctor. K. Transfer. Canada. N. This has to do with a doctor. KN. A transfer. Health insurance. RICO. This This has to do with health insurance and a doctor. KN. Rico. A broker. D. A mole or informant in the system. D is a broker, is a middleman. And that's the smoking GUN? What? The motive behind an international bank account number and an online business. The motive behind an online business international bank account number, which is over here with occupation. The motive, a doctor, KN. B, and a detective. A detective and B. Tarot, witchcraft, tarot. Why something was transferred to a doctor, KN, health insurance, the smoking GUN, the motive, it has to do with witchcraft or tarot, and a mole or informant in the system, leading back to an online business and a bank account number. Camera. Sexting, H, running away, sexting, camera, a government agency employee, intoxicated. This has to do with an employee of a government agency saying someone is intoxicated and running away. Okay, then hold on. So it starts out with these two feminine energies talking about how they're going to stop someone from leaving a marriage, how they're going to stop a divorce. Yeah, okay. And trying to win at all costs. Now I'm wondering, what's this here? Addiction in a coffee cup? Substances in food? Page of Pentacles, a bribe. A risk that they took in the past. What's the risk that they took in the past here? Because that's where we need to start. They made an agreement during a meeting. So these two feminines, yeah, exactly. They sat down, they talked it out over coffee. They made an agreement during a meeting. No. Homeland Security, Customs, and Zoll? No. What do you mean? No. What do you mean no? A trap. Court. No, court trap. Trapping someone so that someone couldn't go to court. Or trapping someone in court. With a recording, camera, foreclosure, sacrifice. A camera recording. Trapping someone in court with a camera recording. What do you mean? A bribe. E. So E was bribed, or E got a bribe, or some sort of an E bribe for a recording because they thought this would trap someone in court. Why did someone think a recording would trap someone in court? Because of a bank account and a power of attorney, or because of their attorney. So because of an attorney. Cyber stalking nudes. Cyber stalking nudes. Third eye. Somebody's third eye is lighting up, something you're seeing with your third eye. Okay, so somebody thought that they could trap you in court by cyber stalking someone's nudes and a camera recording, okay? Postbox. Office. G, postbox, office, postbox, office, mailbox. Somebody had something sent to the mail at their office, at their work. Chronic illness. Organized crime is exposed. Cyber stalking nudes. Bank account. They thought they could trap someone in court with a camera recording. What do you mean? Changing hands. Oh. A birth certificate. Prescription and taxes. A prescription. A prescription changed hands. Organized crime. Something sent to the office. What are you trying to tell me here? Office. Postbox. Office mailbox. Office postbox. Something was sent to someone's office. What do you mean something was sent to someone's office? K. No. No K. No K? Or something that was sent in the mail? Audit. Someone being pulled in for questioning. F, about their geolocation. The question about the location of F. What are you trying to tell me? Heart chakra betrayal. Real estate, something that happened at a house. Some sort of betrayal at a house. Something sent to the mail. Evidence, L. And this. What the fuck? What are you trying to tell me? Hold on, we need to back up a second because I don't know what you are trying to tell me here. A court trap. Someone thought they could trap someone with a recording, a camera recording, and this has something to do with an online business. What are you trying to tell me here? What are you trying to tell me here? something that somebody held on to, strength, because they thought it would give them the upper hand. Six of Pentacles in reverse. What did someone hold on to here? What's the Four of Pentacles? Russia. Something a Russian held on to. Custody. Trade job. A thief. So a Russian person who works maintenance or is a mechanic or an electrician or a maintenance worker held onto something or wanted to help someone with custody or had something in their custody that they stole. Attack. Depressed. T. Something that they stole was in their custody. Depressed. What do you mean something in their custody? This has to do with someone traveling in Europe. Somebody traveling in Europe that they stole. Why am I getting like they got rid of something here? A caseworker. This has to do with a caseworker. So a Russian mechanic, a Russian maintenance worker had something in their custody that they stole. And when they were, and something about a caseworker, finding something out about a caseworker, custody, traveling Europe, it's making me think that like, so that they didn't have to hand something over or give something to someone, what they like traveled and had it thrown in the river, or they threw something in the river. ID card. Wait a minute. L. TL. Undercover F. Underwear? An underwear thief. An underwear thief. Undercover thief. An underwear thief. FTL. What is this, like a drug? FTL. A caseworker. They stole something. Undercover or underwear. A gang member. G. For a gang member. G. Why is traveling Europe here with someone being depressed that they stole underwear? Because of a warrant. Answer. The answer about a warrant? What? P. Because they got an answer about a warrant? So what, they try to get a warrant out for your arrest or what? Phone. The phone. A phone. Betrayal. Office. Betrayal at the office. And the corruption at the office. Cryptocurrency. Why do I feel like this is someone that stole something? They have something in their possession. They stole it, or they had something in their possession, and they traveled to Europe, or in Europe, a Russian, to throw it out. I feel like they try to get rid of the evidence. Obsessed. Depressed, obsessed. Husband. The husband was, someone's husband was obsessed and depressed. So wait a minute, is this about like where some sort of evidence went? Landlord, social media, hotel. Landlord, hotel, social media. The case with the fake profile, someone's wife, digital footprint. Fake profile, social media case, B, and a digital footprint. International. A. Canada. Why do I feel like it's a place? Why do I feel like they traveled somewhere? KT, organized crime. A bribe. What did they do? Hold on. What did they do here? Traveling Europe. Why is traveling Europe here? With undercover thief. Underwear thief? Undercover thief? Cyber stalking. Pulled in for questioning. And the only reason I'm saying I feel like they got rid of something here on a trip. Like they traveled and then like got rid of something on a trip is because of this. Six of Pentacles in reverse. It's like they didn't want to hand something over, or they didn't want to hand something in, or they had something they held on to. Four of Pentacles. They had it in their possession, but they didn't want to give it to someone. IRS. Frozen money assets. Because of money, frozen money or assets in the IRS. Fraud. Something to do with fraud, frozen money, and the IRS. An accidental death. And an affidavit innocent. Spell work or tarot. They thought they had to make themselves look innocent with an affidavit. They tried to make themselves look innocent with an affidavit. And after an accidental death with spell work or with tarot. And this has to do with frozen money assets in the IRS and fraud. What? Giving me like they found something out, they got freaked out because something was in their possession and they felt like they had to get rid of it. So what is it they didn't want to hand over? Six of Pentacles in reverse. F. P. A warrant. FP, a warrant. Spell work and sex. A warrant for spell work and sex? What the hell are you trying to tell me? Poison. A neighbor, national, not national. I feel like someone traveled. With the poison, because of a subpoena, negotiation, because of a subpoena, they traveled nationally to a hotel. Because they got bad news with a cybercrime. So what are you trying to tell someone here about where this person traveled? P, a narcissist. Pressing charges. They made a deal to support someone by pressing charges. M, something was in their possession, running. Oh, they ran away. L, they ran away because something was in someone's possession. ML, they ran away with something that was in someone's possession. ML, that's tied to a cybercrime. It's giving me like someone made a deal that they took some sort of evidence from someone else and then traveled with it and then made it look like they were just going on vacation and then they like dumped it somewhere. Divorce credit card. Divorce credit card. Pictures, jurisdiction, a lawyer, and J. This has to do with lawyers. J and a lawyer, a divorce lawyer, J, lawyer, divorce, and some sort of jurisdiction with pictures. Changing jurisdiction with pictures, somebody coming forward with a divorce lawyer or someone who went through a divorce, a lawyer, J. Changing jurisdiction, a credit card. Because of the IP, because they had to cover up the IP address. Because they wanted to cover up the IP address. Text messages, selling, because of text messages about a transaction to sell something. Because of the IP address linked to text messages and a selling transaction. Because they bought something and they didn't want the transaction or the IP address to be linked back to someone or them. A narcissist did this. Because of a job or a business, Asia. So what did they make disappear? A, no, insurance. No what? Projecting something about a crime, someone's choice to commit a crime with a garnishment, income garnishment, projecting something about a crime and someone's choices because of income. What are we missing here? A. Karma, retired, perjury. This has to do with someone that is retired or that resigned or is retired committing perjury that got their karma or that's going to get their karma for lying, perjury, and retired. Because this is somebody local that wanted to sabotage something that happened on the dark web. Beauty industry. Investigation. Beauty industry investigation. And an eviction. Paying something, they were in possession of something that they paid for. In possession of paying something they were in possession of because they paid for it. in possession of something they paid for. Or they were paid to have something in their possession. I feel like it's like about something, it's about something they had in their possession and then what they did with it. They made a deal with someone else to like get rid of something, is what it feels like. Okay. Okay, what else? F, D, DNA test and an account. F, D, DF, FD, FD, and an account. SA, a forged signature on a device. A device. Y, FDY, a device. A weed video? A video on a device. Income garnishment Z. A video device. YDZ F. A video on a device. What about it? A video recording, a trap in court. The deal, a deal that they made to run away, M. A deal that they made to run away. What, with the device or what? A credit card cover up. To cover up something they bought with their credit card. A lawyer and a warrant, a neighbor. So a neighbor that bought something with a credit card wanted to cover this up by making a deal with someone about someone running away. A video and a device. A lawyer and a warrant. Mail landlord, because of something that was sent to their home. Or a landlord and mail, or some sort of mail that they got in their home, to their home. Text messages, some sort of text messages with a third party. Or they were texting with a third party, and maybe the IP address can be traced back to their home. And a video device. Coerced into debt, will. And they were angry because they felt like they had been coerced into something here. They were angry because they felt they had been coerced into something or tricked into something. T, and organized crime. Depressed, the answer to the betrayal. This is the answer to the betrayal about saying someone is depressed. The answer to why someone said you were depressed, because they were planning a betrayal. Somebody could have come forward and say that you were depressed because they were planning a betrayal with a video device. They were trying to run away. Maybe they were trying to get a warrant out for your arrest because of something that they bought with a credit card. Okay, what else? Debt, weed, and will. They said something about weed. They said something about debt. A forged signature, F. What the hell? What the hell? What are we missing here? A King of Pentacles, traveling. Knight of Cups. A King of Cups, the Devil. What do you mean with a King of Pentacles traveling? A fake profile. A report projecting a child. Asia, a child report, fake profile, and projecting. Someone projected something by making a report about a child and a fake profile. Frozen money or assets. What? National sex. Poison. What is this? A cleaning service and a sacrifice. SC again. Somebody went towards the King of Pentacles and made a report about a child and projected something with a fake profile. The Middle East and an offshore account. Whoever you are, you know what this means. The sign or the message, you see it with your third eye. Someone here sees the message already with their third eye, okay? Somebody traveling towards a King of Pentacles, making a report about a child, about nudes and an online business. Real estate and hospital. Why is child here with online business? Because of Europe, a gift or a present and clothes. A gift or a present, clothes. Europe. A gift or a present, clothes. Subpoena. A phone, somebody trying to bind something to someone with a phone or a phone call. This case, a case of trying to make someone look jealous, a case of trying to say someone is jealous, trying to bind something to someone with a phone call and close. And this has something to do with a subpoena of a gift or a present. Someone's choice to commit a violent crime. R and X. Or RV, someone's RV. Maybe someone has an RV. A deal with a wiretap. A deal that they made with someone for a wiretap. They made a deal to wire your house or to wiretap your house because someone told them you were selling nudes on an online business. Okay, fake profile. UK. A, game over for someone that's retired, A, and this. Okay, so someone made a deal to wiretap your home because someone told them that you're selling nudes on the internet or something like that, okay? Then they paid for something with a credit card, fell for it, because that's come out in other readings as well, that they ended up paying for something on this fake online business. They didn't want this to be traced back to them though, because they must have found out that it was some sort of sex trafficking, okay? And then they did something. What was it? And then they forged a signature at a real estate property. They forged a signature at a real estate property. What do you mean they forged a signature? Offshore account and sex. And then they signed off on something saying that they, is this what they said they witnessed? They witnessed something about an offshore account or you having sex at your home or something like that? Nudes. Foul play with tax evasion and this one. This is giving me collective reading that I just did, where it literally came out at the end that someone came forward as a witness, that you confided in them or you told them and confessed to them that you were planning on doing something to yourself. The same person that said this, that was foul play. And it was because of an offshore account that could be linked to somebody's real estate property that's not yours. It's because they bought something. They bought something and they're trying to cover it up. Yeah, and they were surveillance airplane. And they were wiretapping your house. They were watching you. They put you under surveillance here. Airplane water. Investigation. J, investigation, airplane. They needed an alibi. No, they needed an alibi for an investigation. Because they were intimidated. I, F, because of a subpoena. AS, because of a subpoena. Because of a subpoena, they were intimidated because of a subpoena. They needed an alibi in an investigation. Okay. Offshore account comes out again. And something about an offshore account and a real estate property. Or something they said about an offshore account and a real estate property. Why does this keep coming out? Because of weed. Child. Because of something that they said about your home. What they said about your child. Right. This is, again, collective reading. Something they said about your child. Said about you as a parent. Maybe they said that you smoke 420. Okay. And they're corrupt. And they're corrupt because they were working together with your ex, T. Okay. Secret Society, Caribbean. So these people are in a secret society with your ex. They said something about your child at a real estate property. They said something about weed. Someone smoking weed, okay? And they perjured themselves. They committed perjury about a child. And they lied about a child. They lied about a child, N. They lied about a child, N, for money. For money, they lied about a child with your ex. Yes. Yes. They lied about a child for your ex. Yes. And they did it for money. Screenshots. Help. They were helping. The question about the betrayal. The question is about the betrayal. What betrayal? Eviction. They wanted you evicted. D wanted you evicted. That's why they helped in this betrayal, in this crime. And then they planned your murder to cover up the metadata, which led right back to them with the social media profile. So D, okay, who wants you evicted, didn't want the metadata from a social media profile that they were paying content for on to lead back to them. That's why they planned your murder here, because they tried to get you evicted by taking money to perjure themselves about something going on in a home with a child, okay? Yeah. Office, again, affidavit about an office, and then they gave an affidavit at someone's office. Social Security with a recording of a transaction. With a recording of a passionate transaction? What the fuck is this that keeps coming out, man? A passionate recording? What the hell? They gave an affidavit because of a recording of a video recording. Antibiotics prescription. Money or paper trail to a pharmacy, a friend, street drugs, selling drugs. A commercial. Or that's why they try to lace something into something for you, because they made a statement for a friend that you are on drugs. A trust fund. Yeah, they trusted A, or A told them to trust them, protected by angels. Property, not home. Something they did at your property when you were not home. They did spell work on your property when you were not home with A. They did some sort of spell work at your property when you were not home. What did they do, huh? T, possessed by a demon. K, they had something in their possession. KT, possessed by a demon. IRS, pulled in for questioning because of the IRS. Malpractice. A cybercrime. Karma. They didn't want to get karma for being a part of a cybercrime. They didn't want to get karma for this. They didn't want to get karma for this. For their involvement in a cybercrime. And they had already said something about your home. They had said something about you, about your child. They were already working together with someone's ex, lying for your ex, taking money bribes, buying illicit, illegal content on the internet. K, money or paper trail. Why does that keep coming out? Because of a murder transaction. Because of something that was in their possession. Possessed by a demon. Kidnapping, murder, transaction. A murder transaction. Kidnapping. Kidnapping and a murder. It has to do with them trying to keep something a secret about an offshore account and a car or Caribbean credit card. They wanted to keep it a secret. That's just, it keeps coming out the same thing over and over and over again. They wanted to keep it a secret that they bought something, that they paid for something on an offshore account or on an OF account, on a social media fake profile account. This person wanted to keep this transaction a secret, that they were involved in a cybercrime. That's why they came forward and said something about kidnapping. And that's why they came forward and said something, no, this is what they planned. I'm pretty sure it's what they planned. Murder, kidnapping, okay? Or is that what they said? An affair. What the fuck? Job or business, premeditated. Whatever this person said and came forward with, it was premeditated to cover up the fact that they paid for something and their credit card can be linked to a job or business. That's what it is. There's a money or a paper trail, L. They felt like they were coerced here. They were coerced to do something in your home when you were not home. This person did something in your house when you were not home. Landlord, not home. Coerced. What the fuck did they do in your house? Financial crime and C. Pictures. C, pictures. Pictures of a, okay. Real estate, something they did in a home with A. Something they did in a home with A. They got hush money for this. They got hush money, compensation money with A to do something in someone's home. Pictures. Yes, yes, they did. And that's why they made some sort of an affidavit about somebody dealing with debt collection, income garnishment. That's why they made an affidavit and said something about debt and somebody having a garnishment on their account and money, debt. Because they tried to cover up what they did in your house when you were not home. And the fact that they were paying for pictures on the internet. Office. They made a choice to commit a violent crime. They made this choice. A contract, the Midwest, mail. Okay, anything else here? E. E got revenge, or E needed revenge, or E and her husband or his husband needed revenge, or his wife needed revenge for what they did on a computer or laptop. There's an employee that's lying. R. There's an employee that is lying about R and E. Lying. R and E are lying. R and E are lying about a meeting. R and E are lying about some sort of an employee, and this was a favor. They did someone a favor. So R and E coming forward to lie was a favor that they did an employee. Yeah, because they didn't want to get bad news for supporting someone here, and they needed an alibi for Jay. Okay, they needed an alibi for the surveillance. They needed an alibi for the surveillance. Vacation. Testimony about vacation. Drug test. A copycat and a hacker. Throat chakra. Yeah, trafficking, exactly. Prosecutor or district attorney. Because somebody went to a prosecutor or district attorney, said that someone is obsessed, and it's because they didn't want to go down for this. Trafficking. That's what they didn't want to be involved in, okay? Hacking, trafficking. V, case files. EVR are the ones that got the case files transferred with a testimony, I guess. Court, trap. Thinking that they could trap someone in court with a recording. Whatever the fuck that is. Yeah, and then they said something about a breakup, and they claimed that someone wanted to take drugs because of a breakup, right? And this is because they wanted to protect their Wi-Fi, home network, IP address. Okay, yeah, that was the agreement. Okay. L, investigation, L. Third eye, in possession of something with the beauty industry, the Middle East. Something they have in their possession. They got something, something that they have in their possession is from them wiretapping and putting up security cameras around someone's property. What the actual fuck? What the actual flying fuck? Something that these people brought forward and have in their possession is from a wiretap and a security camera around someone's property. You are sick in the fucking head, really. These people are so fucking creepy and weird. So fucking sick. And that's what they come forward with? Really? Karma. Yeah, you're about to get karma for this. Stupid. Yeah, for this privacy invasion. These stupid creeps are about to get karma for this privacy invasion. Weirdos. Crown chakra Google search. Crown chakra Google search. Stalkers. Yeah, that's what you are. You're fucking stalkers. You're fucking disgusting stalkers trying to cover up your bank account because you paid for some weird fucking content on the internet, weirdos. Privacy invasion, wiretapping someone's home illegally, putting cameras up around someone's home illegally, listening to someone's conversations illegally. You people are fucking stalkers. And then they have the nerve to come forward acting like they're witnesses. What the fuck are they talking about? Coming forward as witnesses, coming forward with some sort of recording. Fucking creeps. Like, for all I know, this could be you talking to yourself. This could be you doing tarot, listening to tarot, and they're recording this and then pretending like it's proof. Shut the fuck up. You talking to your friends, you talking to your parents, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your whatever. Oh yes, this is proof. What the fuck? I can't believe these crazy fucking stalking people, really. They belong in jail, all of them. They belong in jail. No. What do you mean, no? No. C. Intellectual property. No. C. CL. Obsessed. Prosecutor or district attorney. No. Prosecutor or district attorney. CL. LC. Obsessed. At a property. Bad news about their affidavit. Crime of passion. Bad news about their affidavit. Crime of passion. Protected by angels, dark web, fraud, thief, cocaine, and a trade job. No, they didn't. So wait a minute. They didn't bring forward any kind of a recording or something like that. That's what they're trying to cover up. That's what they're trying to hide. That's what they're trying to cover up. The fact that they were wiretapping someone's house, watching someone's house, putting cameras up around someone's house. That's what they were trying to cover up with some sort of an affidavit. Okay. Street drugs and a friend. A will, A. Helping their friend, A. Privacy invasion, L. Helping their friend, AL, with court, okay? Privacy invasion, AL. Beauty industry, prosty. The fuck? In possession. Choice, lying. They made the choice to, this is why they made the choice to lie, because they're helping their friend, the corrupt judge, okay? The corrupt court official. R is lying. R is a liar. R is a liar, and I feel like that's the whole message. R, you are a fucking liar, okay? And the reason why they're lying is because, first of all, they've been lying the whole time. And second of all, because they've been stalking and surveilling someone illegally, okay? They're a stalker. That's why they came forward with some sort of an affidavit, pretending like you confessed something to them. Shut up, stupid. As if you would ever confess anything to them, okay? Something about debt collection and you wanting to get rid of yourself. Yeah, right. This is all to cover up the privacy invasion. This person is a creep and a stalker, okay? Yeah, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Hope this helps, guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time.